Chapter 121, Great at kissing. Yin Shoji pretended not to hear anything as he looked elsewhere, but his handsome face was glowing unnaturally red. Luckily, the wretch was just waking up and was still drowsy-eyed, and she couldn't see clearly. Mu Xiaoxiao sat up and yawned as she stretched her back languidly. She wiped her mouth with her hand and realized that it was wet. Did I drool in my sleep? She wiped it off quickly with the back of her hand to remove the evidence lest Yin Shoji mock her upon seeing it. She was beginning to see clearer. She squinted curiously at Yin Shoji and asked, "Gee, why are you sitting there? What are you doing?" Yin Shoji's usual intelligence seemed to be malfunctioning. He stuttered and came up with a random answer, I'm meditating. Mu Xiaoxiao looked puzzled. Meditating. Meditating doesn't seem like a word that goes along with him, does it? Yin Shoji stood up and returned to his casual state, and he cast a glance at her and said, "It's none of your business. Aren't you sleepy? Go back into the bedroom and sleep." With that, he strode off into the study, and he slammed the door with a bang. Bewildered, Mu Xiaoxiao batted her eyes and scratched her head as she watched him walk away. What's up with this guy? She smacked her lips and felt that her mouth was dry. When she was about to leave the sofa to get a drink, the door to the study suddenly opened. Yin Shoji looked emotionless as he walked toward her. With the phone on the coffee table in his sight, he quickened his steps. "Lend me your phone for a while." Before she could react, he quickly took it away and went back to the study. "You have your own phone. Why do you need mine?" Mu Xiaoxiao couldn't understand him. But she first wanted to quench her thirst, and she didn't chase after the phone since she had no secrets on her phone anyway. She walked over to the fridge and picked up a bottle of mineral water. Yin Shoji returned to the study with the phone. Feeling vexed, he quickly deleted Liu Yichen's call and message records. He had actually forgotten about this step and only remembered it as he entered the study. Luckily, the wretch was still sluggish after just waking up and didn't find anything suspicious about him. After deleting the records, he brought out the phone and saw that Mu Xiaoxiao was drinking water. "Gee, I'm hungry, there are only biscuits at home. Is there nothing else to eat?" She looked at him as she walked over. After drinking some water, her mouth looked like pudding, moist and tender. Yin Shoji instantly recalled the kiss from earlier, and he felt strangely thirsty. "Let me drink some." He reached out his hand and snatched the bottle from her hand like a tyrant. Mu Xiaoxiao stared dejectedly at him, and she pouted her lips and said, "Go get one yourself." She licked her lips and still felt a little thirsty. Frustrated, she turned around and walked towards the fridge to pick up another bottle. Yin Shoji raised his head and drank her water. Was it because she drank from the bottle? There was actually a slight sweetness, and it tasted different than usual. After gulping down the remaining water, he opened the lid of the rubbish bin and threw the bottle into the bin. When Mu Xiaoxiao saw him use his arms to wipe away the water on his mouth, she had a thought. If he drank the same water I drank, isn't that indirectly kissing? With that thought, her gaze instinctively shifted to his slender lips. His lips had a nice shape and a sex appeal that was hard to describe. Could it also be the type that was great at kissing? Chapter 122, A playboy. She immediately remembered his numerous girlfriends. His pair of sexy lips must have kissed quite a few girls already. That thought made her feel a little down. Internally, she scolded him. "You're playboy." Yin Shoji felt the resentment in her gaze. Wrinkling his brows, he asked, puzzled, "What's wrong? You have to wait a little even if you're hungry because there's no way I can magically create something for you to eat. I'll call for someone to deliver something, okay? Can't you cook noodles or something?" Mu Xiaoxiao pouted. Her heart was still discontent, so she wanted to put him on the spot. Yin Shoji laughed with amusement. "Cook noodles? This young master has never even boiled water before. You can eat my cooking, provided that you're unafraid of death." Mu Xiaoxiao glared at him and snatched the phone. "I'm obviously not going to mistreat myself. Hurry up and get food delivered. I want to eat pizza, pasta, and, oh, barbecued wings too. Tell them to hurry up, I'm really hungry. Eating so much. You wretch, are you really a girl? Are you not afraid of getting fat?" He looked at her in disbelief and even swept his gaze over her figure from her head to toe. Talking about sizes, she wasn't actually considered fat. She had a slender figure, a tiny waist, and graceful curves. It was every girl's dream figure, and, of course, one that drew the attention of men. Mu Xiaoxiao held her little chin up proudly. Looking askance at him, she said, "Humph, why do you care? I won't get fat, and I can eat anything I want without getting fat. Yin Shoji's lips curled up. Staring into her eyes, he said challengingly, all right then. If that's what you say, I'll be ordering them. I'll order a lot of food for you to eat, and we'll see if you really don't get fat. Thus, a devilish goal suddenly formed to feed this girl into a plump little thing. Mu Xiaoxiao waved her hand carelessly. Just order it. Also, remember to get dessert for me. Tiramisu and mousse are fine, but the most important thing is that it has to be, Yin Shoji interrupted, strawberry flavored. What's so addictive about strawberries? She stuck her tongue out at him. I like them, and I'm addicted to them. There's no point telling you if you don't understand. I don't want to know about it, Yin Shoji said in a sunder manner before grabbing his phone and ordering food. Mu Xiaoxiao had drunk too much water and wanted to go to the washroom. She entered the washroom but forgot to put down her phone first. Her phone rang while she was sitting on the toilet. She felt a little embarrassed. Why did someone have to call when she was in the washroom? The caller ID showed a foreign number. Without thinking too much of it and assuming that it was a wrong number, she picked up the call. Hello, Xiao, it's me, Lu Yichen. The person on the other side had a magnetic voice. Mu Xiao almost choked on her own saliva. Ahem, why is it you? What are you doing? Lu Yichen asked. Mu Xiao's face flushed. She couldn't say that she was in the toilet, could she? Nothing. What's up? She lowered her voice as she asked, embarrassed. Lu Yichen paused for a while before saying, I called you just now but was hung up on. I called back but I couldn't reach you again as though my number had been blacklisted. I don't think you were the one who did it though. Chapter 123, Do you like him? Surprise, Mu Xiao said, did you call me? I haven't received anything. When was it? When did you call? 10 minutes ago. 10 minutes ago, I was still sleeping, Mu Xiao muttered before her eyes grew wide. When she had been sleeping, there was only one person beside her, Yin Shoji. She didn't even need to guess that it was that jerk's doing. He must have hung up and blacklisted Lu Yichen when he saw that he had called her. Oh, right. Was Yin Shoji trying to get rid of the evidence when he took her phone away earlier mysteriously? That detestable jerk. How could he have done such a thing? Mu Xiao apologized hurriedly. Lu Yichen, I'm sorry, my friend did that. Lu Yichen's low voice said gently, it's okay. I knew that it couldn't have been you. How are you? I heard that you were beaten up. Are the injuries serious? It turned out that he had called her so urgently to show his concern. It looked like he was already treating her as a friend. Mu Xiao was happy, and her face lit up with a smile. It's okay and isn't very serious. I wanted to look for you at the basketball stadium but was unlucky enough to be blocked by people. Lu Yichen's voice sank lower. I heard about that. Sorry. If I didn't ask you to come, it's not your fault. I can't blame you for this. If someone were to be blamed, it should be that jerk, Yin Shoji. This was all his doing, if not there wouldn't be such crazy fangirls. Are you really okay? Please don't lie to me if you aren't. I want to know how you really are. It was obvious that Lu Yichen was genuinely concerned for her. Mu Xiao laughed and said, I'm fine. I'm really fine. If I wasn't okay, I wouldn't be talking to you so happily right now, would I? It was only then that Lu Yichen relaxed. That's good to hear. Also, can I ask you about something? His voice sounded grave and severe. Yeah, sure. Mu Xiao nodded. From his tone, it seemed like he was going to ask about something important. Is Yin Shoji your boyfriend? He asked gravely. Mu Xiao was stunned. She had not been expecting him to ask this. Reflecting upon it, she thought that he might have heard of what had happened today. The news that Yin Shoji announced her as his wife must have already spread around school. That she hesitated. How was she going to explain this? Yin Shoji was obviously not her boyfriend, but he was her fiancé. If you don't want to tell me, you don't have to. It's alright, Lu Yichen said considerately. It's not that I don't want to tell you, it's just that I don't know how to describe my relationship with him. It's a little complicated. Mu Xiao scratched her head, her heart caught in a dilemma. Should she tell Lu Yichen her real status and her relationship with Yin Shoji? He's not really my boyfriend either, she mumbled. Even though Yin Shoji had suggested to her to tell everyone that she was his girlfriend to protect her, she had rejected his idea. However, even though they were, in reality, engaged, they weren't really dating. Liu Yijun paused for a while before asking in a deep, resounding voice reminiscent of a cello, then let me rephrase, do you like him? In a romantic way. Liu Xiaoxiao was stunned. Chapter 124, I want to see you her, liking Yin Shoji. Thinking about this, Liu Xiaoxiao made an adorable 3, a blend word arising from Daisha Doki and Kai adorable expression before replying, of course not. Our relationship is not what you think it is. Yin Shoji and her. Romantic love. Impossible. She liked Yin Shoji, of course. They were childhood friends and had been very close since they had been kids. He was like family to her and treated her very well. How could she not like him? She had never thought of having romantic feelings for him. In a low voice, Liu Yijun suddenly asked, Xiao Xiao, where are you? I'm at home. Why? This question was easier to answer than the previous one. Is it convenient for you come out? He asked. Liu Xiaoxiao thought for a while. She still needed to eat and she should be free after she had eaten. She nodded and said, it is. What's up? I want to see you. They were 4 simple words, yet they made Liu Xiaoxiao's heart pound. It was as though she had heard the moan of her lover, and her heart skipped a beat. As mentioned previously, she was attracted to pleasant voices. Liu Yijun's voice was magnetic and sounded very good. When he said, I want to see you, in such a gentle tone, her imagination inevitably ran wild. Liu Xiaoxiao hit her little skull. Don't think too much. Liu Yijun must be finding her for something. It couldn't be what she was thinking about. That's okay. Her cheeks had a dust of pink on them. Then let's figure out a time. Is the afternoon okay? Before Liu Xiaoxiao could agree, she heard knocking on the door. Yin Shoji's mocking voice floated in. Xiao Xiao, you're taking so long. What are you doing? Liu Xiaoxiao was surprised. Afraid that Yin Shoji would find out that she was talking to Liu Yijun, she quickly said in a low voice to him, I'll contact you later. Bye-bye. It was only after she had hung up that she remembered that she was still on the toilet. Feeling embarrassed, she pulled her shorts up hurriedly and flushed the toilet. She hid her phone in her pocket before opening the door. Yin Shoji had a frivolous smile on his handsome face. Propping up a single arm on the door frame, he looked at her and teased, I thought you had fallen into the toilet bowl. Liu Xiaoxiao glared at him. You're the one who fell into the toilet bowl. Yin Shoji peeked into the toilet and scrunched up his nose. What were you doing in there? Are you constipated? He asked. Of course not. Liu Xiaoxiao's face and ears turned red from his teasing, and she felt like hitting him. If he hadn't helped her today, she would have already done so. Yin Shoji gave the air a sniff. It really didn't smell. He took her by the arm and dragged her out. Hurry up. I want to relieve myself, it's really urgent. He had drunk a lot of water earlier. Liu Xiaoxiao's reflexes were a little slow, and she only moved when he dragged her. She looked dazed. Something fishy was up. Yin Shoji cast a devilish gaze at her. Do you want to stay here and observe? I absolutely don't mind. Pervert. I don't want to observe anything. Liu Xiaoxiao's senses returned upon being teased by him, and she hurried away. Yin Shoji looked at her silhouette in amusement before entering the washroom and closing the door behind him. Liu Xiaoxiao ran into the living room. Glancing at the washroom to make sure that Yin Shoji had really gone in, she hid in a corner and took out her phone. Opening the list of blacklisted numbers, she unblocked Liu Yijun. She then texted Liu Yijun to explain things. A swift reply from him came. Chapter 125, Failing to protect her properly. Can you come see me in the afternoon? I know that it's not convenient for you to come to school right now. We can meet outside. After looking at the contents of the message, she hesitated over how to reply to it. Her food was not here yet, and even after it had arrived and she had finished eating, she still had to get out of the house without Yin Shoji knowing. The timing seemed a little tight. Thus, she thought for a while and eventually replied, how about after school in the afternoon? It was only a few seconds after she sent that message before Liu Yijun replied, sure, see you then. His tone sounded gentle. Liu Xiaoxiao sent him a smiley and replied, see you then. Just as she put her phone down, Yin Shoji came out of the washroom. Noticing that he was turning his gaze onto her, Liu Xiaoxiao got a little anxious and subconsciously tried to hide her phone. She felt like she was having an affair with another man behind her husband's back. Confused about her feelings and trying to hide her anxiety, Liu Xiaoxiao said, my phone's out of battery. I'm going in to charge it. She made her way to the bedroom swiftly. Yin Shoji's inky black eyes studied her, his thoughts indecipherable. The delivery service was really efficient, arriving in less than 30 minutes. Yin Shoji had ordered a lot of food, and they were all her favorites. Mu Xiaoxiao was a foodie and couldn't resist herself when she saw good food. She stuffed herself full. After eating, she threw herself on the sofa lazily and patted her round stomach. So full, she belched a little. Looking at the time and seeing that it was already afternoon, she told Yin Shoji, "Gee, I don't want to go to class this afternoon anymore. You can go to school yourself and tell the teacher to excuse me. Say that I'm badly injured and want to rest for a few days." She could use this as a convenient excuse to play truant openly for a few days. Yin Shoji held an iPad in his hands as he lolled on the other side of the sofa. "Yeah, I don't want to go either. I'll keep you company at home," his sexy voice said. Actually, even if she had wanted to go to class, he would have stopped her. Even though she wasn't injured badly, she was still hurt and should take a few days off to rest. "Oh yeah, I should give this girl some supplements." Yin Shoji surfed the net and searched for shops with medicinal cuisine so that he could order some medicinal soup for her for dinner. He could have called up the cook at the Yin residence to cook some, but if his father and mother knew that Mu Xiaoxiao was hurt, he would have to endure their wrath later and would be blamed for failing to protect her properly when she was under his care. "Why you're not going to go?" Mu Xiaoxiao had never thought that he would do this, and she said a little anxiously, "There's no need to keep me company at home, it's fine if I'm alone. Go to class. You don't have to stay with me." Yin Shoji thought that she was acting weirdly. Studying her suspiciously, he asked, "Why are you chasing me off to class? Are you doing something behind my back?" Since when? Mu Xiaoxiao had a tendency to stammer uncontrollably when she felt guilty. Yin Shoji put down the iPad and narrowed his eyes. "Really?" Like a little kid from kindergarten, Mu Xiaoxiao nodded her head vigorously. "Yeah, really. I just don't want you to waste time with me instead of going to class. Don't worry about me and go to class. I can take care of myself." She vowed solemnly, patting her chest. If he stayed here to supervise her, she would not be able to meet Lu Yichen. Chapter 126, Sneaking out. Mu Xiaoxiao jumped down from the sofa. Afraid that Yin Shoji would continue his interrogation and expose her plans, she hurried over to the study. "I'm so bored. Lend me your computer to play games." Come to think of it, she had not touched a computer ever since she came back, and she was suddenly itching to play some games. "Wait." Yin Shoji dashed forward suddenly and blocked her path. With a severe look on his handsome face, he said, "The study is off limits except for me. You can't enter." Mu Xiaoxiao pouted in displeasure. "What do you mean by off limits? Why can't I go in?" "Could it be that," she chuckled suggestively. Pointing at him, she asked, "Could it be that you're hiding pornography in there?" Yin Shoji grabbed her finger in one swift motion, pushing it back to her, before using his other hand to knock on her skull vigorously. "You perverted wretch. What the heck are you thinking about? Anyway, the study is my territory, so if I restrict you from coming in, then you can't come in. Don't touch anything, especially not my computer, you hear?" He pinched her cheeks zealously as he said this. "Hurts." Frowning, Mu Xiaoxiao slapped his hand away. She muttered, "If it's off limits, then so be it, it's not like there are any precious things inside anyway." Humph. Huffing, she turned around, made her way into the bedroom, and slammed the door shut. Yin Shoji shook his head as he looked at her before entering the study. In the bedroom, Mu Xiaoxiao laid her face flat against the door and listened to the sounds outside. Hearing the sound of a door shut, she lifted her pretty face, speculating if he had finally entered the study. Should she take a gamble? Should she rush out while he was not in the living room? However, if she did so, he would discover that she had gone out and would arouse his suspicions. This was not a good time to escape. A headache formed as she tried to think of an excuse that would not only allow her to go outside openly but also not make him suspect where she was going. Mu Xiaoxiao walked over to the French window and studied the splendid sunlight and high-rise buildings outside. She pressed herself to the glass and looked down. It was a 30-story drop, a terrifying height. She wouldn't dare to scale down the building even if she was wearing a harness. What should I do? Mu Xiaoxiao threw herself onto the bed, laying on it with her arms and legs spread wide open. It was easy to become sleepy after eating. Laying there, she descended into sleep. When Mu Xiaoxiao finally woke up, it was already past 3 in the afternoon. She gave her neck a stretch. Her head felt heavy from sleeping too much. Crawling out of the bed, she shuffled to the living room in her slippers and grabbed a lime-flavored Maison from the fridge. A cooling sensation swept through her body after drinking a few mouthfuls of the beverage, and her spirits gradually lifted. The room was really quiet. Sunlight streamed through the windows, looking radiant and enchanting. She swept her gaze across the room and heard no hint of sound. Was Yin Shoji sleeping inside? Or was he playing games? If she ran out for an hour now before coming back, would he discover it? She made sure she had brought her phone before she snuck discreetly, like a cat, towards the front door. Silently, she put her shoes on and closed the door carefully. Her actions looked as though it had been done in slow motion. Hooray! She had snuck out successfully. Without any hesitation, she shot off a quick text to Liu Yichen to tell him that she was out. She then hurried into the lift. Once she was at the ground floor, she ran out and waved for a taxi. Driver, to Shangde High. Hurry. What she didn't know was that just as she had left the condominium, the door to the study opened, and out came Yin Shoji. Chapter 127, There's you to keep me company. Her voice was a little loud, and it attracted the stares of customers nearby. Liu Yichen coughed awkwardly, reminding her of their surroundings. Even though he didn't mind her making such a fuss, which was kind of cute, it was highly likely that there were other students around. She had already been involved in such a big incident today, and because a lot of attention was on her, it was better for her to keep a low profile. Mu Xiaoxiao noticed this as well. Her face flushed slightly, and she quickly pulled up the collar of her sunproof outerwear to cover her face. She had purchased the outerwear on the way here so that she could hide in it. Placing the menu aside, Mu Xiaoxiao held up the lemon water the waiter had just delivered. I'll just drink this. I'm not going to order anything else. Seeing her like this, Liu Yichen did not press her. Mu Xiaoxiao drank a mouth of water. Her head was occupied with thinking that she must hurry home, lest Yin Shoji discover that she had snuck out. Liu Yichen, what did you want to tell me? She asked hurriedly. It was a race against time, as she wanted to rush home after their talk. Liu Yichen's brown eyes gazed at her. Actually, you can call me Yichen. Mu Xiaoxiao froze a little. Call him Yichen. It felt so intimate. Chapter 128, Your relationship with him. Liu Yichen rubbed his brows a little. He seemed a little sad as he said, I've already thought of you as a friend. Could it be that you haven't? Of course not. No, of course. Mu Xiaoxiao realized that she had spoken incorrectly and quickly corrected herself. Afraid that he would misunderstand, she even nodded her head vigorously, resembling a little chick pecking at grains. How could she not think of him as a friend when she had been wanting to be friends with him since the start? It was just that she had never thought that things would progress so quickly. Originally, she had thought that he was a person who didn't let others into his heart easily and that she would have to hang out with him for a long time before he would consider her a friend. Thus, Mu Xiaoxiao was over the moon when she heard him say this. Liu Yichen seemed satisfied with this answer. His gaze held a smile as he looked at her. Pushing the strawberry cake in front of her, he said, Then call me Yichen from now on, okay? Hurry up and eat the cake. Okay, Yichen. Mu Xiaoxiao's eyes resembled crescents as she smiled. Thinking about it, it seemed like he also called her Xiaoxiao, and she felt that it would be weird if he had called her Mu Xiaoxiao. The taste of fresh strawberries melted to the tip of her tongue as she tasted a piece of the cake. Her eyes sparkled. This is really good. No wonder this shop was so expensive, it was worth the money. Mu Xiaoxiao pushed the other piece of cake towards him and urged, Taste some too. The taste is really good, and it doesn't feel like something people will get tired of no matter how much they eat. I feel like eating another one. Want to order another? He gave a little smile as he took up his fork and ate a bite. The deliciousness made his eyes light up, and he nodded at her in agreement. He couldn't help but think that this was the best tasting cake in the entire world as he studied the look of satisfaction on her face. Mu Xiaoxiao shook her head quickly. No, one piece is enough. If she really kept eating the cake just because she could never get tired of it, wouldn't he go bankrupt? Mu Xiaoxiao finished the entire cake in under a minute. Playing with the leftover cream, she looked at him and asked, Oh yeah, why are you looking for me so urgently? Is it something important? Hearing this, Liu Yichen put down his fork slowly and studied her. His beautiful voice said unhurriedly, At first, I had been a little worried about your injury, but seeing that you're so lively, you should really be fine. From what he had heard, she had been surrounded by a bunch of girls, had injured her hand, and had bled a lot. Someone had even exaggerated and said that she had suffered internal injuries from being kicked and had vomited a lot of blood. Even though she had said on the phone that she was fine, he still wanted to confirm it with his own eyes. It's just this. Liu Xiaoxiao was stunned. She had thought that he had something more important and had mentally prepared herself for it. She had never guessed that the truth would be so different from her imagination. No, there's something else that I want to ask you. Liu Yijun noticed her seemingly disappointed expression and couldn't help but smile. Her expressions were always so vivid, as though all her emotions were simply written on her face. Liu Yijun stared into her eyes steadily and asked seriously, You and Yin Shoji, what's your relationship? About that, Liu Xiaoxiao scratched her head. How do I say this? I'm his. Liu Yijun smiled lightly and spoke his guess. You've known him for a long time, haven't you? You've already been acquainted before you transferred to Shengde and you're very familiar with each other. Am I right? Liu Xiaoxiao had never thought that he would put it out so straightforwardly. Liu Xiaoxiao was a little confused. Did she not have to continue hiding the truth then? Just then, a loud voice shouted from outside, Liu Xiaoxiao. Chapter 129, Why are you here? That voice was really familiar, and Liu Xiaoxiao's body froze uncontrollably when she heard it. Unconsciously, she thought that Yin Shoji had come and caught her red-handed. Worse still, he would see that she was hanging out with Liu Yijun, whom he had beef with. SHT. She was dead meat. She turned around in a daze, but before she could see who had shouted her name, she saw a person's silhouette lunge forward and hug her neck. Xiao, it's really you. I thought I had been mistaken. Haha, luckily, I called you, if not, I would have missed you. The person hugging her did so gently and even had a hint of a nice fragrance. It was the scent of a girl, not a boy. After analyzing the voice, Liu Xiaoxiao then lifted her head in surprise and looked at the girl in front of her. Little King, why are you here? Ha King waggled her brows and stared at her. Shouldn't I be the one to ask you this? Why are you here? When did you get back? She asked. That, I've been back for a few days now. Ha King released her, and with one hand on her hip, she said with displeasure, Why didn't you tell me that you had arrived? How long are you going to stay this time? When are you going back to America? I've transferred to Shengde to study and will be sticking around for the short term, Liu Xiaoxiao answered simply. She should be returning to America once her engagement with Yin Shoji was dissolved. Really? You aren't lying to me, right? Did you really transfer to Shengde? Ha King pulled on her hand excitedly, her eyes wide with surprise. However, she was scared that Liu Xiaoxiao was lying to her. Of course it's true. Liu Xiaoxiao smiled as she said. That's great. This is awesome. We can hang out together a lot in the future. Ha King was overjoyed. If they were in a more suitable environment, she might have even pulled Liu Xiaoxiao up and danced in circles. Oh yeah, where have you been? I've come to school for a while already but haven't seen you around, Liu Xiaoxiao retorted. Of course, she knew that Ha King was studying at Shengde as well. She had originally wanted to look for her, but with so many things happening after she came back, she had had no time to do so. Ha King smiled sheepishly. My mummy went to Paris to open a fashion show, and I tagged along to play. I'm so jealous, Liu Xiaoxiao lamented. Ha King's mum was a famous fashion designer and had to travel overseas constantly due to the nature of her job, while Ha King would tag along occasionally for fun. Then does Yin Shoji know that you're back? Ha King asked suddenly. The Hans and the Yins were also longtime family friends but didn't have as close a relationship as Liu Xiaoxiao had with Yin Shoji. He knows. Liu Xiaoxiao only remembered Liu Yijun's presence when Ha King mentioned this. She looked at him a little awkwardly but discovered a hint of a smile on his face as though he wasn't surprised at all. Ha King then realized the presence of another person. She was too elated at seeing Liu Xiaoxiao and missed the presence of the boy opposite her. She froze momentarily when she finally saw the person's appearance. Her eyes widened as she cried out in surprise, Liu Yijun. Why are you sitting with Xiaoxiao? Liu Xiaoxiao was not surprised that she would be acquainted with Liu Yijun, for he could be considered a prominent personality at Shengde. However, why did she feel that King looked a little weird? Oh yeah, her face looked a little redder than before. Ha King sat down suddenly and forced Liu Xiaoxiao to the side, studying Liu Yijun with the shyness and delight of a young maiden. Chapter 130, Looks like my guess was right, how do you know Xiaoxiao? She asked. Her gaze was fixated on Liu Yijun as though it wouldn't budge. Even Mu Xiaoxiao, who was usually dense, could feel the heat in her gaze. However, she was inevitably curious. Did Ha Keqing like Lu Yichen? She tugged at Ha Keqing and lowered her head. Leaning into her ear, she said, "Can you exercise some restraint with that gaze? You're being too obvious. Xiao Xiao, hurry up and tell me. What's up with you and Lu Yichen? Why are you sitting together and drinking? Could it be that you're on a date?" Ha Keqing suddenly thought of this possibility and looked at Mu Xiaoxiao broken-heartedly. Of course not. Don't spout nonsense. Feeling that the atmosphere was a little awkward, she hurried said, "Little king, you should go first, I'll explain next time. Stop causing trouble here." Ha Keqing was unwillingly pushed to a standing position by her. She pouted and said, "All right then, I'll be going first. I'll call you at night." "Yeah, bye-bye." Mu Xiaoxiao waved to her with a sweet smile on her face. She only let out a sigh of relief when Ha Keqing left. "Sorry about that," she gave Lu Yichen an apologetic look. Lu Yichen shook his head and smiled. "It's okay. It seems like my guess was right." Ah. Mu Xiaoxiao was a little confused. Ha Keqing's sudden appearance had muddled her brain, and she couldn't follow what he was saying. "You and Yan Shoji have been friends for very long, right? Childhood friends," he said faintly while looking into her eyes. Mu Xiaoxiao was a little stunned and thought that since he had already guessed it, there wasn't anything to hide anymore. "Yeah," she nodded. "As expected. I guessed it a long time ago," Lu Yichen said mildly, his voice a little heavy. His eyes looked like it held some sort of emotion, which Mu Xiaoxiao couldn't read. Mu Xiaoxiao felt that the atmosphere was weird and was suddenly at a loss for words. She then remembered that Yan Shoji had mentioned that they had beef. What was that conflict about? Would Lu Yichen see her differently now that he knew that she was on good terms with Yan Shoji? Lu Yichen studied her before saying suddenly, "When you were crying outside the principal's office that time, was it because you had fought with Yan Shoji? Was it over the rehiring of the security guard?" Mu Xiaoxiao was a little surprised by his accurate guess, but she still nodded. "Yeah." Last question. Mu Xiaoxiao lifted her head and looked into his eyes. His gaze felt unfathomable, and it was as though it could see through her. "What's the question?" she asked. Lu Yichen said, "You aren't dating, are you? Did he say those words because he wanted to stand up for you?" Those words. He should be referring to Yan Shoji announcing that she was his wife. Feeling that there was nothing wrong with his sentence, Mu Xiaoxiao continued to nod her head. "Yeah, that is what happened. There was probably no need to tell him about her engagement with Yan Shoji, right? No one would know about it anyway, and they didn't have to announce it publicly. The marriage might even be dissolved after a while." Lu Yichen's eyes smiled. "Okay, I'm done with my interrogation." He seemed to know what she was thinking and reassured her, "Relax, I won't drop you as a friend because of your relationship with him. We're still friends." Upon hearing this, Mu Xiaoxiao then smiled again. "I knew you wouldn't. Unlike that jerk, Yan Shoji, who was so narrow-minded." "Ek hu." At home, Yan Shoji sneezed.